It's a shame, isn't it? You talked about the fire service earlier on, 3 emergency services, fire, police, and ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
When the fire service turns up anywhere, I don't think that there's any issues. I don't know how often firefighters find themselves up against a crowd that's unhappy. Maybe, I guess, if it was a riot of some kind, perhaps.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a hero that's coming to save the cat stuck in a tree, the house that's on fire, the baby that's upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, hooray, well done for you.
Yeah.
A medical service turns up. Somebody's really badly hurt, or somebody's broken. Some kid at a sports match has broken their leg. Thank you so much, please. Look after them. And then the police turn up, and the reaction could not be more different.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I understand that there's a particular type of control that cops have, that sort of firefighters and EMTs. Firefighters and EMTs are doing stuff exclusively sort of in service of others, whereas cops are doing something that sort of subtracts away. But it must be tough. Like, if you're a good cop, especially now, especially after the last few years, it must be hard because you want to feel proud about your job.
It's unbelievably hard. It's also very hard to get people that are good people to sign up for it now because they don't want that abuse.
I wonder if that's been reversed over the last few years.
I mean, I bet it has in certain jurisdictions, in certain areas where they've valued cops. And, this whole defund the police thing was just so wild. It was so crazy to see that people would think that would be a good idea. And even to espouse it publicly, to erode public confidence in law enforcement, just writ large.
You notice that that's largely dropped off now.
Yeah.
No one's really talking about defund.
It didn't work. I mean, it had the opposite effect. Crime escalated, and the people that lived in the communities wanted the cops back.
In the areas that were the worst affected as well. It's a luxury belief.
Yeah.
It's something that's held by the upper classes that only impacts the lower classes.
Yeah, and it's also a thing that the political establishment will use as a tool to align you with them. People will say it, like Kamala Harris in 2019 was saying, defund the police. We should defund the police, which is just crazy to say. You need to fund them more, train them better. They need training the way military groups need training, constantly, consistently. And, they're encountering horrific things. I mean, my friends who have been cops and have served overseas, they'll tell you, most of them will tell you that they suffered more PTSD as cops than they have even in the military. Yeah. Depending upon your service, depending on what you had to do. But a lot of them, it's just like every day you're seeing some nightmarish situation. Horrific violence, domestic violence, child abuse, murdered kids. You're seeing so much horror. And then your version of reality is based on your experiences. Your experiences are horrific every day.
Do you think you'd be able to switch off if you had a job like that? You'd be able to partition, compartmentalize?
I wouldn't even ever guess that I could pull it off. I wouldn't even guess. I don't think anybody even understands what that even means unless you've shown up and seen some guy's brains blown out all over the curb for nothing, for some stupid argument about nothing. When you've seen some woman get shot in front of her kid by the husband, you have no idea. No one has any idea. You don't know unless you experience it. And then you have to go home to your own children, go home to your own wife, and your brain is on fire. Your soul is just in agony. We were watching a video the other day of this guy who had to shoot this cop. This guy something was wrong. It was clearly mentally unstable, was yelling, was, telling everybody what he was going to do. They tased him. That didn't work. Then he's charging at this cop, and the cop shoots him, and then the cop's sobbing and shaking, and his partner's telling him to breathe, how to breathe, and he's just probably the first person he ever had to kill. It's horrible. It's horrible. And that's he succeeded. He stopped a threat, and it was justified. This person was trying to kill him. But what about pulling people over and the windows are all tinted and they won't roll down the windows? You're standing there vulnerable. There could be a shotgun inches away from your face and you have no idea. And they've all seen all these videos where people get gunned down. You pull people over, all of a sudden the back window explodes with machine gun fire. I mean, they live with that every day. They live with that fear every day. And then they have to hear this rhetoric everywhere of defund the police and calling cops pigs. And it's crazy. It's crazy, and it ultimately destroys the fabric of our society. And, you know, there's plenty of evidence that cops have done bad things. It's not excusing the bad cops. There's bad plumbers. There's bad car mechanics. There's bad everything. And there's people that shouldn't be cops. And when you see a video of someone who shouldn't be a cop and is, you know, on their last nerve and snaps at someone or overreacts at someone or brutalizes someone totally unnecessarily, it gives you a very distorted perception of the average encounter that a person has with police officers. Because most of the interactions that people have with police officers are fine. Most of them. The vast majority. No one gets hurt. No one goes to jail. Most of them. You know, but you see the ones that go sideways and then you think, these are what cops are doing. They're out there trying to kill people.
Well, that's one of the disadvantages, I suppose, of the way that algorithms work, that edge cases that are unbelievable and shocking are the ones that catch the most fire.
Right.
And what it creates is it moves the fringe to the middle, because most of what you see by design is the stuff that's the most outlandish.
And then it gets used as a political tool.